welcome to the video. Recently, I found this wonderful tool. It's not even a tool, it's just a self-improvement concept called self-image and visualizations and affirmations and things similar to that. It's it's like explained everything, every problem I've had for the past like 2 years. Yeah, it's been over 2 years, 2 years and 3 months in self-improvement. This explained everything to me. So let me start off this video with a story, and then I will give you all the actionable, helpful steps that you can take. But let me start with my story. It's January 2022, and I am just scrolling on YouTube every single day, and suddenly I find this one video, and it's about men's self-improvement. I watch another video and another video, and suddenly all I'm watching throughout the entirety of January 2022 is self-improvement videos. I go to the gym. Well, not really. I do calisthenics at home. I start being more confident. I start talking to people more. I start being happier and mentally sane and feeling more masculine, less like a little boy. I think I was 14 at the time, and I start doing all the good things. I start eating more healthy. I start drinking more healthy. I start sleeping more and healthier. I start even making YouTube videos, and I start trying some businesses and things like that. Then February, I think it's the 10th of February 2022, and I'm back to where I was. I'm back at the start, and suddenly I feel so sad. Emotions coming over my body. I feel so overwhelmed with the addictions. You could almost call it addictions, the sadness, the bullshit, with all the bullshit that we are trying to avoid. I feel overcome with all of that crap. I really don't want to do it, but I just can't stop. I suddenly watch YouTube all the time. I'm not doing a single one of the good things. I'm drinking bullshit, I'm eating bullshit, I'm not sleeping enough, going to sleep even later than I used to, like past midnight type shit. And I am very, very sad. I do this for like February, March, April, 3 months. Then May 2022 comes, and I come back. I start doing all the good things again. I feel so beautiful. It's the 1st of May, and I'm so overcome with ambition. I believe that I can believe I'm going to become this great person. I feel so happy. I feel so great. I start doing all the good things that I'm supposed to do every single day. Maybe not all of them, but it's much better than it used to be in February, March, and April, right? I do the good things. I was so overcome with ambition in May that literally the night from the 1st of May to the 2nd of May, I couldn't sleep from how overthinking I was. I was thinking about all of the self-improvement stuff, and I just couldn't stop thinking. I couldn't fall asleep that night, and I was literally crying that I couldn't get my good hours of sleep. I was literally crying. That's how much I cared about self-improvement, that I started crying because I couldn't sleep because I was thinking about self-improvement. That's how fucking crazy that was. And then I was actually doing super good. That was the happiest month of my life. I really was doing the good habits, and it made me feel so wonderful. I felt colorful. My life was colorful, beautiful. Then came June. I stopped doing everything. July. The 20th of July, I think I read a book. I didn't act upon it. I slightly tried to. It was a business book, and I tried to make like a website, and I was doing it for like a month. I learned something about making websites, but I didn't even go live, and that's it. Didn't make a single euro, no money made. And then came school, the last months of 2022, sorry. In October, I read David Goggins' book about discipline, and it didn't even help me, honestly. The one thing I kept from self-improvement from the first half of that year, 2022, was reading books. I never read books ever. I hated reading books since I was a child. Thanks to the first half of 2022, I started reading books like motivational self-improvement. You know what? You know that books. It's enjoyable. I loved. That's like the one habit I kept from the first half of 2022. Then 2023, the first half of 2023, I was like watching Andrew Tate bullshit. It didn't really help me. The second half of 2023, I was watching like entertainment on the internet, it didn't help. It harmed me. Like entertainment, I was pretty much just escaping reality at this point. I mean, school was nice, but at home I was just watching crap. I was just watching bullshit. And that's the only thing I did when I came home. And recently, 2024, I found why that might have been. And I didn't mention one very important fact. During 2020, the second half of 2022, and during all of 2023, the entire year, I was on and off on self-improvement. I was like on self-improvement, doing this thing. I even started going to the gym, and I went like for 3 days, and then I stopped, and then I went for 3 days and I stopped for like a month, and then I went for 2 days and I stopped for a month or 2 months or half a year. I really I couldn't stay consistent basically. I started like meditating and all that kind of all those things. I built a business and didn't make a single euro because I stopped. I just always stopped doing the thing I was supposed to do. Thank you very much for listening to my story. What lesson, what takeaway can you take from this story? Why did I always start? My teeth is fucked. I should brush my teeth before this videos. Right. Why did I always start doing something good and then I stopped? Why couldn't I stay consistent? Well, you probably relate to this to some degree. You start eating more or eating less, you start going to the gym, you start talking to people, you start being more confident, you start studying more, or you start maybe journaling, or you start writing books, or you start making YouTube videos, and then you stop. 3 months pass, you try again for a month, and then you stop again. And you're just on and off and on and off, and you can't stay consistent for some reason. Why do you think that is? Recently, I found this concept of it's been a long time since I've known what self-image means. It's basically who in your mind you believe you are supposed to be. So imagine it as like a rubber band. This is what one YouTuber really nicely talks about. Imagine this is like a rubber band, right? You stretch it and it comes back. It's a rubber band. Do you know what a rubber band? It's a little band. It's like a circle, and when you stretch it, it shoots back, right? And this is your self-image. When you believe you are some kind of athlete, you will have no problems being an athlete. You will have no problems playing football, for example, right? But if you believe you are actually some lazy guy and you really are like fat or something, and you believe you are super unathletic, then if there's some football game, you will actually play worse. You might be the same person, but you just have that different self-image. But when you believe that you are unathletic, then you will act like it. You cannot act better than your self-image tells you who you are supposed to be, right? So if you believe $10,000 a month is unreachable, you will never accidentally get to $10,000 a month. If you believe that gaining muscle is unimportant, then you will not accidentally gain muscle. You need to actually try, right? And so this is you. This is like your self-image. What was actually happening to me for the past 2 years? I like started talking to people, for example, with girls, right? You believe you've never had any girls. This is your self-image. Like you are supposed to be that guy who gets no girls, who doesn't go to the gym, who doesn't do anything good, right? That's your self-image from childhood. And this is you in the self-image. You try to do something outside of your self-image, like talk to this one cute girl or go to the gym one time, and you are trying to go forever, like 5 times a week, right? But you snap right back. You don't talk to that girl because you're scared. Why do you think that happens? You snap right back into the self-image like a rubber band. You stretch the rubber band, it goes right back. It pulls you right back. You cannot keep it up. You should, but what if instead you put the rubber band over there? What if over there, because it's difficult. What if your self-image is here and you believe, for example, I don't read books, it's boring, right? I don't like reading books. But you want to start reading books, it's just boring, like you don't want to do it, right? You always stop. But it's great education, you want to read books, but you always snap back. What if you change your self-image, that you put that rubber band over there? Suddenly, you believe you are that guy who reads books, you are like an intellectual book reader, bookworm or whatever. Suddenly you feel like reading books, and you almost like have to tell yourself not to read books because you just feel like reading books, because that self-image makes you want to. This is who you believe you are supposed to be. That's what self-image means. This is the place. This is who you are supposed to be in your mind, right? This is who you believe you are supposed to be. And so you will act like it, and you will actually become that person. you will actually become that person that you believe you are supposed to be, right? So if you don't want to just be on self-improvement on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, and always just snapping right back to where you believe you are supposed to be, you should change that self-image, and that's actually how you drive change. That's actually how you move forwards. That's actually how you become better, instead of trying to do this and maybe changing a little bit in the process. So how do you actually change your self-image first? There are these two very useful things. One of them is visualizations. I strongly recommend you read the book Psycho-Cybernetics. It talks about visualizations, the theater of the mind. I read it like a year ago when I was in that stage of on and off and on and off, and I just couldn't. But one habit I kept was reading books, because I actually genuinely enjoyed it and I made it a part of my self-image. So that's the one thing I did. Also, the reason I did so good in school, in primary school, is probably because my self-image was always I'm a good student, and I always did the minimum least necessary work to get that grade number, to get that best grade, that A on the test. And I wasn't really trying at all. It was just my self-image pushing me towards that A. If I'm lazy and I get a B, no, I'm gonna do the least necessary work, because I'm an acer. I'm a good student, right? I don't really care about school, but I just have that self-image, like I get good grades. And I actually do. I'm not trying at all. I don't really give a single shit about school at all. And I slightly did in the past, but it's just my self-image pushing me back into that good student, because my self-image is I'm a good student, and I actually am. Like, that's the truth, right? So why do you go on and off? Because your self-image is somewhere, and you always snap back to where you think you are supposed to be. You snap back to who you think you are supposed to be, the person that you are. And so what's the way to speed run self-improvement? How do you actually quickly change without like taking so long? How do you quickly change? How do you start going to the gym 6 days a week? How do you start talking to all the cute women you see? How do you start eating all the food you see around you, or eating no food at all? Of course, you should eat something even if you're trying to lose weight. But like eating healthy food, how do you start drinking healthy water? How do you start writing more books, or making more YouTube videos, or working on your business more, on doing whatever it is that you want to do? How do you start doing that shit very quickly? Change your self-image. Change your self-image, and you will literally be pulled to that person. Just change who you think you are supposed to be. I am a writer. Yeah, I'm a writer, so let's write these books. And in believing you are a writer, you do actions that actually make you a writer. Like, you're suddenly really a writer. You really write books. You're a writer, right? Obviously. So how do you change that self-image? Visualize, and the second thing is affirm, affirmations. So those two things: visualizations, affirmations. Affirmations without the manifestations bullshit. So affirmations are this kind of cringe thing. You look into the mirror and you say like, I'm a super giga chat alpha male. I'm a super giga chat alpha male. And you keep saying that for a minute. That's not like, I think there's even some research saying that these manifestations, almost this part of affirmations, doesn't actually do anything. I'm not sure if there's actually research, but I think I heard something like that somewhere. This doesn't work, okay? But for me at least, I don't think it's worked for me. But when you actually believe the thing, like you go to the gym 3 times this week, that kind of makes you an athlete. Like, you move a lot, you love movement, you actually move a lot, you're an active person. And you actually believe that, right? You're just reminding yourself, reminding your mind, like, yeah, I'm actually an athlete. Like, I'm actually a very active person. That helps you very much. You would be surprised to see how much that changes your mind when you just remind yourself of the truth. So don't manifest bullshit, false things you don't believe. Literally just tell your mind for a minute, just repeat, yeah, I'm a confident guy. And it's almost like, duh, I'm a confident guy. But saying that in your mind, it actually makes you more confident, you know? So, for visualizations, you can, of course, read Psycho-Cybernetics. But just put in your mind something like, you know, what happens when you think of sex, right? You know what happens, right? You get a boner. This feels cringe to say, but your mind, what you see in your mind, just the images in your mind absolutely affect your body. They absolutely affect your actions. They absolutely physically enter the world. So when you visualize yourself You can literally imagine this is like BitLife. It's that little game where you simulate a life. And if you buy the God mode thing, you can literally create the perfect you. You can literally create whoever you want to be. You can give yourself the best stats like appearance, strength, whatever. Think of the things that you can change, because you can't change your height, for example, right? Just craft the perfect you. Craft the perfect identity. Imagine you yourself as confident guy, 6 days a week in the gym, athlete, eats a lot, has great friends, women want him, great relationships, great business, makes a lot of money, whatever, writes a lot of books if you're a writer. I like that example. Whatever. Imagine craft the perfect you that you could actually become. You're just struggling. And then imagine that person in your mind. Like literally just imagine you, before you go to the gym, imagine yourself, visualize yourself. That's the visualization, right? Visualize yourself going to the gym, like fist bumping everyone, being very, very confident. Then you go on the machine and you hit that PR. You really gave it. Fuck, I can't even talk. You really gave it your all. You are like super confident and super strong, and you are doing so good. And you would be surprised that cringe little visualization, it actually helps you. It actually makes your mind believe, yo, this shit's happening right now. It's only in your mind, but your mind believes it's happening. It believes you're this confident guy in the gym doing those things. You just want to be that guy, but your mind doesn't see that. Your mind is like, yeah, I'm this guy. And when you visualize that, your self-image gets a bit closer to it, and then you actually do it and you actually become that guy. Of course, when you put all of those things at the optimum, when you imagine yourself like, I have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, it's gonna help you a little bit, but it's better for little things like, I'm gonna make the best video ever, like my best video. So imagining the next unit in the process, like the next day of writing this book, or the next video on YouTube, or the next workout, it's much closer and much more realistic, so that will give you much better results. And instead of thinking, yeah, the aesthetic body, or the 1 million subscribers, or the book, or the books I'm gonna make are so great, just try to imagine the next little day of this work, right? Or something like that. Of course, those visualizations might help you, but the visualizations in the close future are more helpful, definitely. So then you actually go to the gym, you visualize this, you actually go to the gym, and you actually kind of become that guy. Not like fully, but you kind of get closer to it, right? And then you like, maybe it's your first time in the gym. How do you start going to the gym every single day? Go back home and affirm in your mind, you just went to the gym. Affirm it in your mind. If you are struggling with the gym, with consistency, with anything, affirm it in your mind. I'm an athlete. I went to the gym. And that's actually true. Like, you actually believe that. You're motivated as fuck on the first day, right? I'm an athlete, right? I go to the gym every single day now. And when you affirm it in your mind, because you actually believe it, right? It kind of reminds you, it makes your self-image kind of closer to it. And you actually get closer to it because you are like following your self-image almost. And instead of doing this and trying to go to the gym, you do this, you know? And then the next time, maybe thanks to these visualizations, you might be able to go to the gym 6 times this week. And then you just remind yourself, bro, I went 6 times. I'm a fucking athlete, brother. I'm a fucking athlete, right? Like I go to the gym 6 times a week. No, none of my friends do that shit. I'm an athlete. And when your self-image is here, you will get there, okay? It's like this rubber band. You will be almost pulled to go to the gym, bro. I go to the gym 6 times a week. I go to the gym 6 times. If you've gone to the gym 6 times a week, just affirm it in your mind when you come home. Like, bro, I've gone to the gym 6 times this week. What the fuck? I'm a fucking athlete. I'm a fucking athlete. I go to the gym 6 times a week. That's crazy. And the next week, you are much more likely to actually go 6 times because you've reminded your self-image, yeah, I go to the gym 6 times a week, brother. And when you put your self-image here, guess what happens? When you put the person you become, when you put the belief of the person you're supposed to be here, your mind will pull you towards it. This is you, right? And this is your self-image. Your mind will pull you towards it. And you will actually, in reality, in the real world, become that person. So imagine some rich guy, right? Imagine you make 1 million every single month. €1 million. If you made, and that's your self-image, €1 million. And suddenly you make like 100,000 euro. You couldn't even sleep because this is your self-image is this high and you are down here, you made 100,000 euro this month. That's so low. Maybe you made 500,000 euro, right? You cannot sleep. You have to like work so much. Your mind it's this rubber band. Your mind is literally pulling you towards working so you get back to that 1 million a month, because your self-image tells you that you are a 1 million per month kind of guy. My self-image, realistically, my name is Lukas Majchrák, I'm 16 years old. My self-image of money is literally 0 per month. And trying to make money feels like this. If you actually visualize like getting somewhere up there and making 1,000 euro per month maybe, and you make that your self-image, if you get like 500 euro this month, you would feel like, what the fuck is going on, right? What if you get like 500, what the hell is going on? And you are almost pulled towards that 1,000, right? And this is the same way with limitations. So if you make 1,000 per month and someone tells you make 10,000 and you do it, it feels weird. Like it doesn't even feel like you can't really make 100,000 euro per month if you believe you are worth 1,000 euro per month, right? If that's your self-image. But if you break that limiting belief and you kind of put your self-image up there, you will not be like pulled back. You will actually be there. And if you go back, you can't just go back. You need to go back to that 100,000 euro, because 1,000 euro feels stupid now, right? And so how do you change this? How do you change this self-image position where your self-image is located? How do you change your self-image, basically the person you believe you're supposed to be? Visualize it in your mind. Then actually go do the thing. It will help you when you visualize it. Maybe read Psycho-Cybernetics to help you with understanding the visualizations. I need to recap that book. I need to reread it too. Then affirm to yourself things that actually, your achievements basically. Like if you go to the gym 5 times this week, remind yourself, affirm it in your mind. I'm an athlete. I go to the gym I go to the gym 5 times a week now. That's how fucking athletic I am. I'm a gym rat now. I'm a gym rat, right? And you might be skinny like I am, but you truly believe your self-image is here. I'm a gym rat, and you become a gym rat. And you might even you actually affirmations, you actually affirm things you believe are true. So it just helps you kind of move that self-image a little bit further, because it helps you remind yourself of the truth, right? Affirmations work like this. The third very important thing with all of this self-image work, first was visualizations, then affirmations. The third is, well, before I say the third thing, I just want to tell you, when you visualize, you actually need to go do the thing, right? But you might have enough motivation to go to the gym once or two times. Then you can affirm it, and it will help you much more with that self-image work. So you will not be pulled back towards who you think you were, right? Like you go once or twice and you're pulled back. You go once, you go twice, and you slightly move it, and now you're not going back to 0 times a week every single week, right? So actually make sure you still have to discipline yourself to go outside of your comfort zone, but actually make sure to take your self-image with you. And it's not just putting your self-image first and then being motivated. You actually have to have a little bit of discipline. Come on, bro. And the third very important thing after visualizations and affirmations is dissatisfaction. So what drives change? What drives success? If you are perfectly satisfied with the world, with who you are, with how you look, with what you do, how you act, with how much money you make, with how many women you have interested in you, with how many men you have respecting you, with how much money you make, with how many subscribers you have, with everything, with your muscle, you would not change a single thing, right? So how do you become more dissatisfied? Just look at your life, brother. If someone who makes 100,000 euro per month suddenly made 50,000 euro, he would be pissed off, dissatisfied, and he would work so hard he would get to 200,000. That's self-image, right? If you, or he would get to that, back to that 100,000, because that's his self-image. If your self-image is 0 per month, like mine is, you need to become pissed off. You need to become dissatisfied. Andrew Tate, I don't watch him at all today, but he made this fucking hell. He made this image of hot charcoal rocks, very hot. Imagine lava almost. If someone puts you on that lava, you are going to be so dissatisfied. You will fucking change your position. You will change where you are, and you are not coming back. If you believe this lava is zero, or look in the mirror, right? If you are skinny and you look in the mirror and you believe skinny is the worst thing ever, this is not the best thing for your mental health, obviously. But it's great for your goals. And if you believe this lava is how skinny you are going to do whatever it takes to not be skinny, to eat and go to the gym and this thing, right? If you believe having 0 women in your life is this lava, you will do whatever it takes to leave. And I need to work on this myself, obviously, right? I'm just sharing some cool thing I saw, so don't be like, you actually don't practice what you preach. I don't, but I will, okay? I'm just sharing some cool lesson that seems to be helping, so we're on the same side, dude. Okay, my voice has gone very high. Whatever. I should cut this because I'm being cringe right now, but make sure you're dissatisfied. Literally just become pissed off at the way you are living. Seriously, there are men who make so much more money than you, who have so much more than you, so much more women, respect, strength, muscle, money, everything, family, freedom, and you're over here absolutely below them. So you should become pissed off. That should absolutely make you angry. I'm going to the gym today because of what I told you here today, and I hope it helps you. If you want one-on-one help with self-image, go to the comments and text me. I will share a link to my Instagram, or maybe even in the description, but probably just in the comments, the pinned comment. If you want one-on-one help with this, go to the comments section of this video, click on the pinned comment. It's my Instagram link, and you can just DM me on Instagram. Just DM me self-image, literally just write self-image, and I will try to help you one-on-one if you want to invest in yourself. Bye bye.